the 400-meter hurdles for the women. And bad news for Team Jamaica. Rushell Clayton, our national champion and two-time bronze medalist as well in the event, has pulled out due to injury. So no Rushell Clayton representing for Team Jamaica in the women's 100-meter hurdles. Where do we go from here, Taekwondo Tracy, when it comes to, should we just dash our hopes when it comes to any expectation for the women's 400-meter hurdles, or do you think there's still a chance?
You might, you see, and the same thing with the hurdles, with just with the sprint hurdles. You see, with the hurdles now, anything goes.
Mm-hmm.
A woman or a man make a heel clip, and that's it for him for the finals. And not praying for that for anybody, but just saying that, with hurdles, there are so much that can go wrong, right? And then for others, there are so much that can go right. So once our athletes go out there and play their cards right, Cheyenne and
And
yeah,
Jeanette.
which one there? Once yeah, once they go out and play their cards right, I think they will do well. You know, I definitely think Cheyenne and Antoinette can make the final.
Well, it will be tough. Let's take a look at the women that are there.
Yeah.
So we have Femke Ball that's leading. Remember, the Olympic champion, world record holder, Sydney McLaughlin Leveroni will not be competing in this event, right? So it gives, one more person an opportunity. Let's say that, right? But leading the world from Netherlands, Femke Ball, 51.91 seconds. Second place, Savannah Sutherland, actually a Canadian, right? 52.46 seconds. Then from America, Dalila Mohammed and a Crockrell, Jasmine Jones, right? And then we can throw in the likes of Anjanette Knight as well. Um, in this event, Gianna Rodwolf, same Cheyenne Salmon,
Did
right?
they
Say it again.
did they replace and Rushell with anyone?
No, apparently they didn't have a plus one, which is an alternate. So it means that we will only have two.
Shocker.
Really, is it a shocker? Jamaica always seems to drop the ball. Everybody else can have a plus one, make sure that they have their alternates available
I was I
regardless of the situation. And we didn't have an
I was
alternate for the 400
I
hurdles.
was I was I was I was this height of sarcasm in that shocker because I mean it's expected. They
But
always
it's,
do that.
it's madness when I think about it in a taekwondo. Because you are looking at these athletes and you know that there's a potential injury someplace. Because we saw her this season pull up with an injury. Yes, she turned up at the national championships, but you never know what could happen. So there were question marks over the event. You could have put in the alternate. Like, why wouldn't have an alternate? I don't know. And it's kind of frustrating thinking about it because that's a lost opportunity for another athlete. You know what I mean?
Most
So
of them never most of them never have enough money for carry her when
look
them
here. If I
when
ever hear
when
one of them
millions
say
are on
one
table
thing
for them.
about money, I direct them right to that Puma contract that they tell me was fatter than the fattest thing in the world. Which money?
Which
They can't mention no
nobody
money to
other than
me.
them.
If I ever hear Jay Trace mention money
Yeah.
one day.
So so hot water
Oh
upon
my
them.
gosh.
So
It's crazy. But
yeah,
given
so what are your top
on a
three?
real though, yeah, given exactly what's happening here, uh, to be fair, our best bet is Anjanette Knight, right? Honestly, would have wanted her to be a bit more ahead in terms of her performances this season. So it's not giving me any kind of confidence that it's gonna lead to a medal, but you never know, right? So I'm keeping my fingers crossed. She will be in the finals, and once you're in the finals, you just run your heart out and see what happens, right? But all things being equal, the stats are telling me that Femke Ball, takes the win. I am keeping my eye on the Canadian as well, and as well Jasmine Jones. Jasmine Jones and Anna Cockrell. I know Dalila Mohammed has a faster time, but I'm thinking about rounds as well. So I'm wondering if, Jasmine Jones may chump her at the end of the day, right? Not sure. But it's looking like the Americans, may, have a shot at possibly two medals as well as a Canadian, someplace in the mix.
Yeah, from my end, I definitely see the Americans getting two medals here. But well, no, sorry, my bad. But for I would see them getting one.
Mm-hmm.
Femke Ball, of course. Um, I, I, I was hearing some news about her just focusing on the four hurdles. I'm not sure how true that is, but um,
Wait. Is it separate from when I said to you
I mean,
recently that
if
she won't be running in the mixed 4x4? Is that something recent?
yeah, yeah, a friend of
Listen,
mine said, but
I
I don't know.
spoke that
I
into
don't know
being
how
taekwondo.
credible I, I don't know how credible any of you are.
Why
Because
not share the
to
way?
me, if she's
Why
not
not
going for the
share the
world
way?
record, I don't. If I don't see her, if she's not attempting world record run, why not run the mixed relay? But I mean, we'll see.
The girl tired of kill
Of
her for
course,
herself,
Sutherland
relax and she jump
is
on
a
her
is a
face
very
flat. She dig off the whole of her face. I run
she
mixed
can.
relay. You forget? She
No, I'm
not
not
give it
forget.
no more free medal. She not carry Netherlands on her back again. Sorry for Netherlands.
They are paying her pretty well, so I think she will do it if it comes to it.
All
Unlike some
right,
country.
sir.
Um,
Unlike some country. Oh my gosh. But on a real though,
um,
I see
so
those
yeah,
people in there.
the top three definitely are come from that. You said that top four there.
Hmm.
Ball, Sutherland, Mohammed, Cockrell, Jones, right there. So the top
Right
three
there,
are come
so.
from.
Right there, so.
Unless they decide, unless they decide to run into a hurdle, or clip a hurdle or something of the sort. But I mean, outside of that, once it's a clean race, I think that's where it should be coming from.
Mm-hmm. Let's see if Dalila Mohammed goes out,
Definitely have night making.
Yeah, it's just kind of sad that we probably won't be on the middle podium for the most part, for me. But yeah, it is what it is. We just have to progress. I don't think our hurdles have progressed. I think we've kind of become stagnant-ish, and we have to take things to the next realm if we want to, continue to contend with the rest of the world.
See, you see, one of the things that people, you have different seasons in athletics
Mm-hmm.
with events.
Yeah.
Remember, Bolt time when he was running was absolutely absurd, and everything kind of come back to a more sensible era now. You have a few people running 9.7s, most people running nine
Uh-huh.
eights, 9.9s,
Yeah.
and this four hurdles era is absolutely insane. I remember when 52, 53, I get your
No,
medal
53
everywhere
was
you
it?
turn.
Because remember, Dalila
No,
was the one that was carrying the torch, and 52 seemed like some magical realm.
yeah,
Now looking at 51 and 50 by
52
Sydney,
was
I'm like, okay, girl, me
different.
don't know what going on, so.
Sydney almost run 49 over hurdles. That is
Over hurdles.
ridiculous. That is
Madness.
absolutely ridiculous.
Madness. You
So,
have some girl over the 400
so,
meter will still
so,
run so fast
um,
it.
exactly. So these ladies who say are running 53s, they are doing absolutely great, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Them
Okay.
abnormal individuals up in them 51s and 52 lows. You're gonna have those. You're gonna have those anomalies at all the time. Not maybe not in our sports, but from different events
Mm-hmm.
over time. So if Walter Dix was competing now, he would be beating everybody in the world. But Walter Dix was
True.
competing with both. Can you imagine you
True.
have 19.4 and finish second? from my standpoint, these athletes are going to do well. Um, may I expect definitely I expect Anjanette Knight in the finals. I mean, just want she go
Yeah.
in at the finals, go lock her eye and run the our bet well
Aaron.
not lock her eye, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I get
Our
you.
best race, you know.
If Cheyenne can get back to her 2024
But that
form, then she can also do something. You know what I mean?
absolutely.
All right, so we've done the women 400-meter hurdles. Let's do the men. Now, we have some young and upcoming athletes that are really doing well in this particular event, but the event is doing crazy things. There's a few aliens in the event, and yeah, we're going to see exactly how Jamaica will be able to contend against these aliens. And again, we may have a few aliens ourselves, but they're just not quite ripe yet. So, in the men's 400-meter hurdles, Carson Warholm, the world record holder, leads the charge, 46.28 seconds. Rai Benjamin, the Olympic champion, 46.54 seconds, with Alyssa Dos Santos from Brazil, 46.65 seconds. Honestly, just mentioning these three alone should sew up the whole 400-meter hurdles, but there's still a few guys that can challenge. Samba has made a return this season, 47.09 seconds. The Nigerian as well, Nathaniel Ezekiel, also running well, 47.31 seconds, as well as a few more Americans that are in, the top flights in terms of the times. Caleb Dean, Chris Robinson, CJ Allen. Then let's start to look at where Jamaica falls. We have Rashawn Clark from Jamaica as well. That's in there. Malik James King as well. That will be in the competition. But given, the performances so far this season, how do you think Team Jamaica is looking? Asini Wilson as well. How do you think Team Jamaica is looking, and whether or not we will potentially contend, make it to finals, perhaps? Because even as the finals alone, I think will be hard, right? Do you think we'll be making it to finals and contending?
It's going to be difficult, based on what I've seen. I mean, with Russian, I mean, I trained with him. I know he has some memories from he picked up the first one at the Miami Grand Slam,
Right.
and he has been recovering in a sense from that ever since. So he has been getting much better, even leading into the national trials. I haven't seen him in about over a month now. I don't know what his training has been like or what he looks like in training. We talk and he's good. I know he's healthy. So with that being said, once everything is good, he can definitely get back into the 47s. And I see him beating out a few of these people. Why? I see him getting ahead of a few of these people, and
Even ahead is a why.
you know, we, I see him getting ahead of a few of these people, and you know, but that top three though is going to be really difficult to beat. I'm not sure what is going on because I think Dos Santos sometimes is on and off with injuries, but
Yeah, had a few injuries, setbacks
he's
this season.
he's still top flight hurdler. And I mean, he ran 46.65 this season so far, which is not far from his personal best. So he will definitely be a factor, and he's going to be hard to beat. So the guys up in the 47
Do you
realm
think
will have
Samba can
a
sneak
tall
at
order.
Dos Santos?
It's possible if Dos Santos falters, but if he has a clean race, healthy race, I don't see
Mhm.
that happening.
He's very tall, This man is like taller than, how tall is it again? 6'7" or
No,
something
I
like
know.
that. I heard him say.
I think Dos Santos is taller than him.
Dos Santos, I'm saying, that's
Dos
what I'm saying.
Santos
He's
is
really
ridiculous.
tall. Yeah, I hear he's like 6'7" or
Oh
something,
yeah,
like a
Dos Santos
monster.
is ridiculously tall. Yeah, he's ridiculously tall.
Man,
Yeah,
he's just
man.
walking over the
Knowing
hurdles.
him personally,
That's such an advantage. Well, everybody has to be killing themselves to clear it. He's just walking over the hurdles.
but Benjamin and Warholm for right now, those guys, Might as well we put them in a race to themselves. But we'll see. We'll see. Because I mean, his season
Okay.
best isn't that far from the son, to be honest. That's Benjamin, and they
Hmm.
haven't raced each other much this season, really. So that's another thing.
All right.
But let's see.
Let us see. What while things are looking though, that top three definitely looks sewn up. So it's just gonna be another, moment for our athletes, I think, to continue to refine their craft and get more experience at this level. And eventually, again, they're very young, right? So there's opportunity in the years to come for them to be the ones that are running these crazy times and join the ranks of some more aliens in the world. You know what I mean? Especially when you think about a Rashawn Clark as well, right? So I'm eager to see how they look as they continue in the 400-meter hurdles. So let's
Yeah.
dive now into the quarter mile without the hurdles. Flat four. Let
Hmm.
us start with the women. Now, we haven't medaled in this particular event since Sharika Jackson switching events and going to participate in the sprints and has become uber successful, So, with that being said, huge shoes to fill. Let's see what can happen with us in 2025. I think there's an opportunity for our athletes, but they have some real stalwarts standing in their way, the likes of Salwa Eid Nasser, 2029 world champion, and also silver medalist at the Olympic Games, 48.67 seconds so far this season, leading the world. Then we have Paulino, the world and Olympic champion, and she has run 48.81 seconds with Sydney McLaughlin Leveroni from USA, of course, the 400-meter hurdles world record holder, in third place with a 48.90 seconds. These are the only athletes that are entered that have dipped below 49 seconds this season. Now, America has some athletes that are on the rise. Some youngsters that are breaking out. We're talking about Aaliyah Butler. She's still collegiate, right? Or possibly went pro since then, right? She's one to keep an eye on. Isabella Whitaker, former collegiate, 2025, early in the season, went pro right after the indoors. She's one to keep an eye on. Henrietta Jaeger from Norway is running really well in 2025 as well. So you have to keep an eye on her. Now, after those athletes, though, is our national record holder, Nikisha Price. Now, it's interesting when I think about Nikisha Price Taekwondo because same thing like Akira, and I know that they have the same training base where I think they've been saving the peak for the world championships, which means that I am actually believing, and again, this is another vibe thing. So some of y'all may not agree with the vibe, but I'm thinking that once they get to the world championships, we're going to see the true peak from a Nikisha Price, bringing her back into 48 seconds. And this will be an athlete that will be challenging the top three for one of those medal placings. We also have Dejani Oakley as well, a collegiate athlete running really well as well there, in the conversation. And also, we have Stacy and Williams, competing. Your top three. Where do you think Jamaica features if we do feature?
The final is definitely going to be nice. Um, but the top three is I'm not sure what is going on with Nikisha. I mean, I heard you said she's saving the peak for the championship, which could be possible. I really haven't heard much from anyone in terms of if she was injured or if she was going through anything or whatever the case may be. If she can come back down to her in the realm of her personal best, then she will be a medal factor. But um, currently, she and Dijon is a bit out of the medals based on performance this season. These other individuals at the top have been running faster times more consistently than both of them. So it would be. I guess it just would come down to what happens on the day for them.
So who is gold, who is silver, who is bronze?
For me, Salwa is gold. Um, Salwa for sure. I keep Salwa for gold. Paulino right there with her. If she can catch her on the street, she and Miss Levron will be will be will be hunting down NASA on the street. If they catch her before the line, I mean, we'll see. But I think I think NASA is going to plan to run up blinder and say, whoever catch me, catch me.
What's interesting for me is I don't think I've seen Sydney chase down somebody in a 400 at this level. And she will be chasing.
And that's it. And
Sydney
I
runs a
agree.
good
And,
first 200, but
and
not as good as Salwa. So I don't think
yeah,
Sydney is chasing down Salwa. And I don't think Paulina herself is chasing down Salwa, right? Though I have to say, at her best, 48-1, Salwa, I mean, Paulino can challenge and try to run her down. But I think it's probably going to be a instance like in 2019 where it's too late and they can't get her back. Shawnee Miller Weeble was not able to get back to
yeah,
Salwa back then, and I think it's probably going to be similar this season. Seen a few training videos with her as well, and this girl is a beast. She's one of those anomalies as well. I'm like, who is this little girl that runs so well?
yeah,
She looks super tiny. Have you seen her in person?
yeah, man. She's small, small, small. She really small. I don't know if you've seen Shelly,
Uh-huh.
but she's smaller than Shelly.
She's
Um,
Mama Shelly.
man. But the thing is with Salwa, yes, the thing is with Salwa now, and with what, why I definitely give it to her. You see, after 3 rounds, or at in round number 3, and everybody are gonna find 100% there, you know. And then also it is going to depend on how they run them first 2 rounds because for Salwa to do what she normally do, she's going to reserve as much as possible in those first 2 rounds.
But I think it's
And
possible though.
once she does what, yeah, it's possible. They are so far ahead of the field, so they don't really have
Yeah,
to do
because
too
it's not
much.
one of the years where
Well, I
there's
wouldn't say
so
so
many girls
far ahead
winning sub 50.
behind her. Yeah, because the thing is, these girls are, well, you have what, about 10 other females that went sub 50. So if these people show up, they won't be running no 50 point to make no finals. They'll have to be
Right.
running.
Uh-huh.
So, I mean, who knows? It's going to come down to the strongest person.
It's gonna come down
Because
to the strongest person. It's gonna be
I would think,
interesting.
based on these times that I've been, yeah, based on these times that I've been run this so far this season, these ladies are going to have to run for that finals. There's no
There's a
walkover
narrative that
thing.
Sydney takes the win. What are your thoughts with that?
There's the narrative because she's so good over the 4 hurdles, which is fine. But this is a different kettle of fish, and these people are right there with her, unless she have something to hide in her pocket we don't know about. But these ladies are right there. Some of them are ahead of her so far this season. So it's not the same as when she's running the 4 hurdles, when it's almost like she's playing with her little brother and she just, well, I don't know if she have a little brother, but just saying her sibling, and she's controlling everything right throughout. It won't be the case.
So why do you think though that the rate of improvement that she's shown over the hurdles, given the fact that she's going over barriers, she hasn't shown that same rate for the flat four?
It's 2 different events, and she hasn't really shown this. Well, I mean, she don't run the 4 all the time every year, but I mean, her rate of improvement over the 400 is not the same as the hurdles. I mean, well, as we know, she don't normally run it that much, but it's not the same. So if you're trying possibly to say maybe Sydney have a 47 in her legs, I mean, she
No,
have to
I'm not
confirm that.
saying
Let me
she has a
see.
47. It's the
It
rest of the
would be
world,
nice.
especially the Americans that believe she has that 47 in her legs. But she's been chasing that American record for a minute, and she hasn't
Of
even got
course,
the
they're going
American
to
record.
believe. Of course, they're going to believe that. I mean, look at it. You see the beliefs of Jamaicans.
So the Americans are just as
So I
delusional as
mean,
Jamaicans.
of course,
Not us all being
everybody is going
delusional.
to. They're going. They're, every country that has an athlete that is a factor is going to have them on a certain pedestal. You gotta have the person where part is being logical. You gotta have the person where part are being logical where part them don't care what them I say. Them just know say this man I gotta do this or this girl I gotta do that. So you know what I mean? It's just talk. It's just banter. People are gonna say whatever they want, you know, what they would really like to see. Cause trust me, if some of the things that I would like to see happen at this championship happens, boy, it would be a crazy championship. But of course, it no must happen. Probably not gonna happen,
True.
you know. But
That is
let's see.
true. All right. So the women's 400-meter hurdles, 400 meters, that is, seems as though Salwa is leading the charge. Paulino there with Sydney. Still, as I said, hoping that I'm onto something with Nikisha Price. And if she can get into that frame of competitiveness, then she will be challenging for that bronze. Because honestly, me not think nobody a challenge Salwa and Paulino for silver, gold and silver. So it's really about who is getting bronze, in my opinion, right? So let's see how that goes. All right, so let's dive into the men's 400 meters. Now we have the defending world champion, Antonio Watson, that will be trying to defend his 400-meter title, but it's going to be a uphill battle for him. Went out with injury in 2024, back in 2025, ready to challenge. The challengers from South Africa, Nene, 43.76 seconds. Jacori Patterson from USA, 43.85 seconds. Caleb McCray as well from America, 43.91 seconds. Those are the athletes below 44 seconds. We have the likes of the silver medalist from the Olympic Games, Matthew Hudson Smith. We have Mozala, as well as Jeremy Richardson, Charles Dobson, Christopher Bailey, Endori, Vernon Norwood. And the list continues. We can add in, former Olympic and world champion Kirani James, right? It's a really, really stacked men's 400 meters. What are you thinking when you think about, athletes that could potentially make it into the finals, and where and truly our own Antonio Watson may find himself?
Currently, we have no athlete. We have no athletes in the top 16 times in the world, which would be there's quite a bit of individuals in the 44 around this season for the 400-meter men. It's going to be difficult. These guys are have to come with their best, are better than their best, to be honest, because the field is very competitive for the 400 meters. I mean, you have people who have probably run some one-off times this season, but I mean, regardless of that, there is approximately wow, there is approximately 30 something men with 45.0 or faster. So that's quite a lot. So that one.
It's a bit. It's definitely a bit. But these are my thoughts when I think about the men's 400 meters. So we have Antonio Watson, as I said, as the defending world champion. We still have the likes of Rashid McDonald as well, that will be competing, and also Delana Kennedy. So we are looking to see what they'll be able to do. But when I think about Antonio Watson and I try to compare what he has done so far in 2025 which is he ran a 44.89 seconds. The only time he's been below 50 seconds. And I think about 2023 when he did win it all, right? He was actually a 44 mid, right, sprinter, 44.6, I believe, at the national championships, right, or 44.5, right, and then ran a couple more 44 seconds. So yeah, I believe he has a 44.6, 44.8. So I'm looking at these times and I'm going, it's actually not far off what he did going into 2023. So if he shows that rate of improvement by the time he got to the World Championships in 2023, is there a chance he can also show a rate of improvement for 2025 and possibly get to 44 lows? If he can get to those 44 lows, will he be able to challenge? Those are the things that I'm thinking. Doesn't make it easy because he still has to get by a number of athletes just to even make it into the finals. And the 400 is the type of event that
Yeah.
the best times sometimes come from the semi. What would it take to
So it's
medal?
it, it's 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 definitely going to be tough, but what would it's going to take 43 seconds, faster than 43.8, 43.9. It's going to take faster than 43.9 to medal.
So you think it's another 2024 year?
Yeah, man. I definitely think so. Based on what these athletes have been doing in terms of how many people have been down in that 44-1 realm throughout the season, when it comes down to these head-to-head battles, I think we're going to see some 43s from the semifinals. Based on how it stacks up now, it's going to be difficult. I mean, I'm not sure of either one, Matt Donald or Watson's training and how they are currently. So I can't even say yeah they're looking good or I don't know. I just have to go based off what is here and compared to everybody else how they stack up. It's going to be they have a mountain to climb. It's not
We
impossible.
climbed that
Yeah, you know
mountain
that.
already, though. We
But they
climbed
have a
that
mountain.
mountain already, though, in 2023. So it's a mountain that we can climb. And that's probably part of where my delusions come
Yeah.
in. But that's okay.
But I mean,
If it's more.
as I said, the times are pretty close, right? There's no big gap. So it's not that difficult for him to chop down those times and beat some people. Well, I can't say not difficult. I don't know what shape he's in, really and truly.
Yeah.
But
But
he
it's
can
giving
do
you
it.
the 400 meters is open.
For the
No, I'm
top
just saying,
three,
is it open? No, I'm asking, is it open?
I don't think so.
It's a Jacori Patterson looks
The
like the
top,
favorite and
the
he's going to
top three
win.
guys, yeah. But I mean, let's see,
Let's see.
let's see, because everybody is different. Because when you look at even World Champs 2023, McDonald had the third fastest time going into the championship, and he didn't
Hmm.
make the finals. Did he?
No, I don't think he did.
No, it was Bailey. Wasn't it Bailey that was in the finals with
Yeah, Bailey was in the finals.
Antonio? Yeah, yeah, Sean Bailey. So I mean, let's see.
True. I want to highlight in the men's 200 meters our entrance Adrian Kerr and Christopher Taylor. Do you have any thoughts on their competition?
Their competition is rough, but regardless of that, I know for a fact Christopher Taylor is a man will pull a rabbit out of the hat. So let's see, and Kerr, it look like him a pull a rabbit out of the hat these days as well. So
It is.
I just expect them to go out there and do their best. And
Super
them want
excited
to
for
beat
him.
people and I know them are going to attempt to do it.
Hmm.
So I am going to be watching them, very much watching them.
I love athletes that run with heart, and they've been giving me run with heart all season. Adrian Kerr, he's at pretty much every meeting, running really well, and yeah, I'm really excited to see what he has, in store. Same thing for Christopher Taylor, came back and picked himself up and went to work. You know what I mean? So I love that. So let's see what they can do. It will be tough. Definitely won't be easy, but you know what? Can't beat a trying man.
Hmm.
So for the other events that we are looking at as well, we have the women's 800 meters, men's 800 meters. Any thoughts there?
Well, for the men, I definitely I watch my Virgin Tyrese Taylor. Him tell me say him have a rabbit to pull out of the hat, and I believe him. So I'll be watching out for Tyrese Taylor. And of
That's
course,
making me
Navaski as
excited.
well.
He's the new
Navaski has
national
been
record holder.
improving. Yeah, Navaski has been improving quite well as well. And even though sometimes I feel like I'm afraid of competition, well, not afraid of competition, he's afraid to run by himself because a lot of times this season I've seen where he could have run much faster, but because him I go with the pack, him kind of run slow. So with him now being out there with the big boys who are going to take out the pace, I hope him not shy off the pace and stay with them and just coof some people. So I watch out for them people. Women
One thing you
800
have
meter boy
to
that rough.
Yeah, man. One thing you have to do when when you're running the 800 meters, you can't make the pace leave you. So let's see what our guys can do. But honestly, with both of them, dipping below the national record multiple times this season, I'm excited for their progress. Excited for the progress in the event on a whole, and I'm excited to just watch them. And anything they can do, I'm here for it. And I can't wait to see the rabbits, that these athletes are able to pull out. Honestly. All right,
Yeah,
so
man.
for the
They are
women's
with it.
800 meters as well, Kellyn Beckford, really like that she's come on after college. She's now with MVP. She's made the national team. We have three athletes representing in the 800 meters. Most times it's just Natalia Gould topping. So there's growth there as well. And I appreciate seeing that. So looking out to see the ladies represent. It's not one of our strongest years when we think about what we've seen Natalia Gould do in the past. But hey, guess what? Maybe she's also one of those athletes that have been timing her season, not trying to do too much on the circuit. You talked about chilling sometimes and focusing on what's most important, and it's the race at the championships. Let's see if she comes on at the championships and does a big one. You know what I mean? So that's where I'm thinking, or what I'm thinking when it comes to a woman. Anything for you?
I just we just have to watch and see how they deal with these rounds and how much they improve because there will have to be a lot of improvement to actually get into this finals or even into the semifinals because I mean they're currently ranking out of it. So we'll have to just wait and see. But with Natalia, I'm not sure what to say really. Maybe she has been just taking it easy. I don't know what her season has been like really, but I, I, she has experience and she know what to do and when to do it. So me could watch it from Manchester days.
Hometown girl, hometown girly will be repping. I don't know how we do things out here. We carry the long rifle and we shoot. Taekwondo, you missed the reference. You missed the reference.
No, no,
you,
I wasn't.
you
I
missed
was
it.
in Jamaica, but everything that
Everything never news. Ah, may I tell you about Manchester? I don't know what's going on. A movie. All right. So also looking at in additional events, some more field events, right? So looking at in the discus throw, Samantha Hall, Frederick Dakers, Chad Wright, right? So looking out for those athletes as well.
yeah.
I know Frederick, that's your friend. So I'm sure you'll be looking forward to seeing what he can do. Actually, I think I saw an interview with him and he said he's looking, to up his game once he gets to the world championship. So, You think the national former national record holder will,
Well,
have a rabbit also to pull out?
yeah, man, all of them are my friends, to be honest, and I'm looking to see what they can do. Frederick a madman. Hopefully, him head chip and him just do something crazy because he has the potential to. Um, so I'm actually looking out for them to see what they are going to do.
Into Samantha Hall. She's our lone representative in the discus throw. I mean, I think she's working with Rajendra, so I'm looking forward to
I don't
seeing,
know,
how she improves. Looking forward to seeing that. Lajika Cameron is in the shot put representing. We have Naika Clunis in the hammer throw. I saw somebody cussing in the comments saying that I need to tell our athletes to stop dancing in Japan. And I'm like, listen, the athletes have to enjoy themselves, before they get into, competition and get into that zone. So anything to relax their minds
whoever
and their nerves.
whoever in the comments will believe that they know what's best for these athletes. They need to mind their own business. You want people to stop dance, you run and make the team and go over there and don't dance. These guys are enjoying themselves, they need it and they deserve it. You can't get up every day being all uptight and do nothing. The
All
world's
work and
fastest
no
man in
play
the
makes
100
Jack
and
a
the
dull
200 meter.
boy.
Nobody
We're
party
not
like him.
robots around
And
here.
there he is. Yeah.
No robots here. Right? So looking forward to
You know
their competition as well. But yeah, that's it for Team Jamaica. That is it for Team Jamaica. So any final thoughts before we wrap?
not really. But I mean just I wish everybody out there can beat all the best. Hope we do better than on the best. I mean? I'll hope them just go out there with the mindset and say, we just have to beat some people, regardless of who they're in front of them. So on the day nobody's better than you. That's one of the things you have to always tell yourself. So you don't think about what them do before. You just think about on the day. Who is going to be best on the day. So at the
Mhm.
end of the so and then at the end of the day, whatever the outcome, you can always tell yourself so you give your best, even if it don't show on the board, you give your best. So and I mean wish them all the best, big them up and much love and respect to everybody. Yeah.
All right. So, Trackies, you heard Taekwondo. We are wishing Team Jamaica the best and hoping that, yeah, at the end of the day, all the athletes leave, lay down their marks, and they're proud of their achievement there for themselves. And of course, as a Jamaican, we will support them regardless. Love you lots, guys. We will catch you in a next video.
Peace. No, power, peace. Well, the two of them.